news and features from around Australia and around the world. This is Travel Radio Australia. Here's your host and travel guide, Ren Zwiers.
And welcome to the program. We hope you're going to enjoy this month's show of Travel Radio Australia. On the show this month, we have our regulars, Geoff Harrison, and he's chatting with Adrian from the Eiger Hotel in Switzerland, courtesy of Ski TV. We have David Gordon from Travelbites Radio chatting with Martin Williams during David's recent trip to Brittany in France. Also, we have Graeme Kemlo from Travelradio-3 interviewing James Lusher, his regular aviation expert, and they will be chatting about Qantas to London Direct, which is coming up in the foreseeable future. So we'll hear all about the details on that particular rather long flight segment, about 18 hours I think it is. It's a bit too much for my liking. But no, that's my opinion. And finally on the show, our US team, Arthur von Wiesenberger, Martha Bull in the studio in Santa Barbara. And Arthur recently visited Hawaii, and he'll be showing and telling us all about that. That's all happening on Travel Radio Australia. Coming up first, here's Geoff Harrison.
TV International, and welcome to the program. I have with me a very special guest, Adrian from the magnificent Hotel Eiger here in Mürren in Switzerland. And Adrian, welcome to the program. It's a pleasure to have you.
Well, thank you to invite me here.
Well, it's great. And tell us about, we're in the Techie bar here in the hotel. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, it's definitely a very special place because the Techie bar, Techie comes from the bird Techie. You see all these black birds hanging around. And so obviously about 100 years ago, this place was already a bar. And very importantly, actually during the James Bond film movie, obviously all the actors or so had a bit of fun in here too. Yeah,
I can imagine. So George Lazenby in the late 60s, 1969, actually was staying here, or used to visit here, or
he used to visit.
Yeah.
He stayed not in Mürren when during the filming, but he stayed 2 years ago when the opening of the nice Schildhorn Piz Gloria restaurant with his initials are there. He visited us and he stayed here then. Yes.
Excellent. And the great thing about this hotel, the Eiger, you probably have one of the most fantastic views of the Swiss Alps of any location in the whole of Switzerland. You must be very proud of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are located on a sunny terrace in front of the station. It's car-free village, and really just outside you have Eiger-Mönchjungfrau. This is really amazing, and as we are a family business, so it's really you can make a different holidays here in our hotel, definitely. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about the actual hotel and history of it. How did it all get started?
Well, funny enough, we're talking about skiing. Obviously, the winter here was at the very beginning very slow because skiing is not a very old sport. So the hotel started as a summer resort in the 1890s, just when the public train came up in front of the hotel, and it was a very small hotel, and then only really open in summer. And really, the winter only really came within the, let's say, 1910, something like that, when skiing was really founded up here. The downhill skiing, especially competitive downhill skiing, was founded here with especially the British bringing us a lot of ideas about having fun going downhill and not only flat or uphill. Yes.
And we were chatting with one of the local legends, Bernard Lunn, last night, who his his grandfather really started the slalom racing here in 1922, and that the Eiger must have been a big part of that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my wife and me, we're running the hotel in the 4th generation, and talking with my grandmother or so, I remember a lot of stories about this involvement of skiing. And there's a couple of newspaper articles where you can see that at the beginning slalom was not really like it is now. It's just really going down as fast as possible, but it was also at one time a bit elegant sport to go around the poles in a nicely way or so. There's a lot of invention actually that happened up here. Yes.
And I know you have special occasions here. You have the magnificent Inferno race in January, and 1,300 competitors, and I suppose the Eiger is a bit of a hub for that. They all come and hang out and have a good time. Yeah,
I mean, we have space for about 100 guests, and we have and during the Inferno race there are at least 1,500 competitors going on a Saturday race. But obviously a lot of partying is going on in here in the Techi bar, but a lot of people are visiting us for a week or so during that period of time to train, and then on Saturday go straight from the mountains. And it's the longest downhill race of the world. It's about 16 kilometers long, and definitely the Hotel Eiger is a big part of that race.
Now tell us about your restaurant. It's very special. People can come here and have a big variety of food, but they can also have the traditional Swiss meals as well.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we have 2 restaurants that we have in the hotel. One is a very, very cozy restaurant, the Eiger Stübli, and then really very nicely done newly now is the front lounge has now a restaurant which is offering again the view, obviously our Eiger München Jungfrau, and the food we have local food, obviously like cheese fondue, which is in summer, believe me, our main dish. Most sold dish also in summer, but obviously we have also international dishes from Le Chateaubriand to a fondue chinoise. I think we're going to join in fondue chinoise maybe tomorrow night.
Yes, we're going to sample that. It's going to be magnificent.
That is something that is definitely a Swiss thing.
Now you might think in a excellent place like this that we go for something very, let's say, complicated or whatever. No, we want to do it the original Swiss way. And rösti, I mean potatoes, is something very typical from Switzerland. This is called geschnetzeltes. It's veal, but then prepared the way they do it. And we thought, if a real nice restaurant makes something very typical from here, that's worth the try, don't you think? Funny enough, we make a little exception. You would think like a nice Swiss red wine, but no, we were recommended this Tempranillo, this Spain. And this combination, I don't know why, but only the smell makes that I want to taste it like crazy. Now let's just if this is going to be as good as that, then I think we're just going to have like something very nice. I look forward to this.
Welcome to the Hotel Eiger in Mürren, Switzerland. This is the Jungfrau Suite with the best view to the Jungfrau.
Now, how can people find out more, Adrian, about the Hotel Eiger online?
Well, the easiest way really is go online, go to www.hoteleiger.com, all in one word, and you find out all about pricing, about different room categories, restaurants, wine lists, and obviously we also have some films or so that are quite funny, like our happy video or so. You'll find them very interesting. You know?
Great. Adrian, thank you very much. General Manager Adrian here at the Hotel Eiger, which is a magnificent place, and watch out for our footage of the restaurant as well. Thank you for being with us. And
thank you very much.
We have these beautiful cappuccinos here.
Absolutely,
We're
yes.
going to say cheers with these lovely cappuccinos. And cheers. And
so well.
Thank you. Great.
That was Geoff Harrison reporting from the Eiger Hotel in Switzerland. That segment courtesy of Ski TV. Thank you very much. And next on the show, David Gordon, who normally resides in Northern Ireland. He's one of the big radio stars in that particular nation. And David, well, he's getting away from the radio. He's visiting Brittany in France, and he caught up with Martin Williams.
Martin, we're sitting here on a glorious summer day here in Carnac in southern Brittany, on the deck here of one of your canvas caravans. First of all, explain to me Canvas Holidays. What are you all about?
So basically we're a tour operator company, and we provide camping holidays to the British and Irish customers, Dutch and a few other countries. In France and Holland, Italy, Spain, and a few other destinations. So basically, we provide a holiday service to customers travelling from the UK mainly.
And you offer a variety of accommodations as well?
Yeah, so we offer mobile homes, which obviously we're here at one now, tents and safari tents, and also some other accommodations such as lodges, on various different sites, but it's mainly kind of mobile home and tent accommodation which we offer.
And of course within the tents, first of all, I mean the tents do come sort of fully equipped, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So they come equipped with obviously electric, a fridge, a gas cooker, full beds and everything, mattresses. They don't have any water in except for the safari tents are plumbed in though, so they have kind of the shower and kitchen sink and everything like that in there.
And of course, unless you really want to go back to basics, you go for a caravan like these ones here. We have various types from 2 beds to 3 beds, but you've also variations within the caravans as well.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of different mobile home accommodation at the moment. So we're just in the process of renewing a lot of the fleet. We've got a lot of new mobile homes, the Moda range. So they kind of vary from 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom to 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a bit in between, mostly with big deckings on the front and canopies and such. Obviously they kind of vary with the facilities inside. Some have dishwashers and the likes, and air conditioning, and we've got obviously a more basic kind of range of mobiles as well, so you can pretty much get whatever mobile home type you'd like with us really.
Of course, Canvas Holidays selects the sites that it has caravans on, and how do you select those?
So obviously we're looking for the best sites we can. You know, we want kind of a variation of sites in different areas. We tend to, you know, try and get the 5-star, 4-star campsites, the best in the areas. You know, and obviously the sites which can offer us the right emplacements we need for our varying types of accommodation. So mainly we're really looking at the top class campsites we can find.
And we're here on Compagnie Le Grand Métairie in Carnac, and this is one of the 5-star sites here in Brittany.
Yeah, so this is one of our really nice ones in Brittany here. Beautiful location. We've got the standing stones just right outside, and obviously, you know, you're not far from Carnac Plage and the beach areas and Quiberon. A lot of, you know, we try to get places where it's a beautiful surrounding area as well. So yeah, a really nice campsite here in Grand Met.
You've got the Grand Metairie here in Brittany. You have others in Brittany, of course, but I mean, your patch contains most of Northern Europe, basically.
Yeah, it does, yeah. So I cover sites from, one site in Holland and then basically the north of France, so Picardy region, the Loire Valley region, and Brittany.
It's always fascinating to see how other people live. And I mean, you have a great life all summer travelling around these places, so you get to see the sites. And of course, if people come to see you on the site, then you know exactly where to direct them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I do cover quite a lot, so I maybe haven't got the same knowledge as the courier on site might have. Obviously, they're here all the time on this particular site, so they should know a lot more about the local area than me. But I get to see quite a lot of the surrounding areas, especially Brittany, which is where I have been based 5 out of the last 6 years here.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
It's a struggle, yeah. But I'll carry on, and I'll do it for you holidaymakers out there to give you the best holidays we can.
Now, if people want to find out more about Canvas Holidays and the sites you have and the accommodation, what's the website they have to visit?
So it's www.canvasholidays.com. It's got all the information you need for all the accommodation types. All the sites are on there, and obviously you can get live booking prices. It's easy to book on the website, so visit the website and you can learn everything you need to know.
That's great, Martin. Thanks very much indeed.
Gordon reporting from Brittany in France. Now, would you like to sit on a plane for 18 hours non-stop, especially in economy class, just so you could get to London a few hours earlier, a few hours quicker? Well, you can do exactly that from Perth to London direct, courtesy of Qantas in the near future. Now, I personally wouldn't like the idea of that. I'd rather stop over in Singapore or Hong Kong for a few hours at least, or even better overnight or for a couple of nights. But anyway, if you're interested in flying Qantas to London direct from Perth, here's Graeme Kemlo from Travelradio-3 with his aviation expert James Lusher to give you all the gory details.
So James Lusher's on the line. You'll remember James. He is our plane spotter. He doesn't mind me using that term. And I thought, hi James, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back, Graeme.
That's all right. I thought we might talk about the announcement late last week by Qantas and a subsequent announcement about them flying a lot of direct long-haul flights and how they might achieve this. The one that caught everybody's attention, I think, was their announced decision to fly for a 16-hour direct flight a 20-hour direct flight to London. That's saving quite a few hours. There's now a debate, I guess, as to what equipment they're going to buy to do that with. Now, you and I were at the Paris Air Show. Some of this stuff might have been on display there, was it?
Oh, look, some of the equipment there, the Airbus A350 1000 version was there, but it's not quite at the standard that they need. Airbus are around about 12 months away from producing an aircraft, which is called the A350 Ultra Long Range, which is going to Singapore Airlines because they've also requested something similar. But even that aircraft isn't quite at the level that Qantas needs to do the services that it's actually looking for.
So what are the rules around flying these long-haul flights? You've got to have so much flying time left when you're about to land, don't you, in terms of fuel?
That's correct. You've got to have at least an hour's worth of fuel on board to obviously take you to a diversion airport in case of bad weather, accidents or incidents or something that may be at your destination point. So it's not just the 20 hours. There has to be something on additionally for safety precautions, obviously.
Right. So does that mean the aircraft would have to be built with larger tanks?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, there's lots of things that the aircraft manufacturers, Boeing and Airbus, have done even to accommodate Singapore Airlines' request, and that is reduce seating. So you can only fit, they've reduced their seating by around about 70 passengers. On the ultra-long range, there's extended range fuel tanks and extra fuel tanks. I think they've even gone to the point of looking at weather patterns, flight routes, all these sorts of things to accommodate the limit of, I guess, the aviation technology at the moment.
Right. How important is it to fly direct to London? Are they going to get a big boost in their passenger numbers, would you say?
I think it's really aimed at a lot of business people. The difference is really 4 hours that you're going to cut out of the journey. And I'm pretty sure that the general public, most of the general public, myself included, would be happy with that additional 4 hours. It seems like an awful long stretch, but I guess if you have to be somewhere for a meeting, it certainly takes a lot of inconvenience out, having to get off of an aircraft and back on an aircraft, so on. So
yeah, you're really talking though. Sorry, James. I just wanted to clarify. You're talking about 4 hours less flying time.
That's correct. Yeah, in terms, it literally just cuts out a little bit of the flying time as well as the transit time on the ground.
Right. So the transit time is probably more of an issue.
Yeah, correct. They're pitching it for people who, I think, just want the convenience of being able to sleep a little bit longer, obviously get to a destination with a little bit less time involved. But yeah, it's a long stretch to be on an aircraft for 20 hours and 20 minutes, which is the current Sydney to London slated time.
Yeah, but by the time you sort of get to the airport early and do all the stuff and jump off and wander around in Hong Kong or somewhere or Dubai, it's 30 hours by the time you get to your destination, really, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is absolutely right. It depends on the connections that you obviously have at that point in time, which airline you're flying. But with Qantas, it's as of next March, you'll obviously have the option to go direct via Perth to London. But yeah, it is definitely saving the average passenger time, but not sure that it's for everybody.
Yeah, I actually thought that the Perth-London flight was interesting. It might create quite a bit of domestic traffic to Perth, because people that fly over there, spend the night, have dinner, then get up and have a leisurely flight. It's 16 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, that is correct. And yeah, the Perth government, the West Australian government and the Airports Commission over there were heavily involved in sort of, I guess, rallying for that service, because it will bring business to Perth.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Now, what about the other direction, James? The announcement in Brisbane by Alan Joyce, the boss of Qantas,
yes,
pointed to flights direct into the centre of the US, but also to New York. Now, that's a fair hike too, isn't it? Melbourne or Sydney, New York, Brisbane, New York.
Yeah, that is correct. They're going to base 4 of their Dreamliner aircraft, which are due by the end of next year, in Melbourne, and the other 4 will be based in Brisbane, and that will certainly open up routes into, say, Chicago from Brisbane, and some other Asian destinations I think have been slated. I don't know that it's confirmed at this stage where they're going to fly with them, but Melbourne LAX is definitely confirmed, and Melbourne Perth London is definitely confirmed. Waiting for some news about the Brisbane services.
Right. Okay. So, and you talked about Singapore Airlines before. Do they want to go direct from Singapore to London? Do they? Is that the same issue?
They used to fly direct from Singapore to JFK with an aircraft. It's no longer around, basically. And they had a reduced seating option, and it was purely a business class service for people, obviously, transiting there for work reasons. They've always wanted that flight back, but they never had an aircraft that was capable of it. So they put Airbus to task, and they've come up with this A350 ultra long range version, which will come on board next June, I believe, and restart those services between Singapore and LAX, and Singapore and JFK. Right.
Okay. Well, that all sounds fascinating. So, what are you doing interesting in your life, looking at aircraft? What are the important ones you've seen recently?
Well, we've got obviously the first Qantas Dreamliner coming to Australia in October, and I will be going off to the inaugural event for that. It arrives in Sydney around about the 20th October is the slated date.
Right.
So they'll be having a nice big party and some fanfare for the arrival there.
Mm-hmm. I was interested in the introduction to your interview that we played. there was an interview being conducted by a television reporter up overlooking LAX, and there were three British guys who had flown from London for the weekend they wanted to see the Virgin America aircraft, and they were so thrilled that they'd seen all four of them. Is that a critical part of what you do?
Oh, look, there are certainly people out there that search for registrations. They want to get every aircraft of a particular airline of a particular type, in their photography stash, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
I've heard of people that will go to those links. It's undoubtable that someone would do that. So there's obviously, that's pretty keen though, from London to LA, was it?
Yeah. Obviously they're using points, right?
That's very keen. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
All right. Well, James, great to talk to you. And when the next sort of issue arises in aviation, we might get back on the blower again.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks. There's lots to look forward to in the coming times, especially with Qantas.
Indeed.
Graeme Kemlo and James Lusher chatting about the proposed Qantas to Perth to London direct flights coming up to an airport near you. Well, actually, only coming to Perth for the time being, but I know Qantas does want to fly direct from the East Coast to London as well. Heaven forbid sitting on one of those flights if it ever comes off in the near future. Okay, well, we have time for one more segment on the show. Arthur von Wiesenberger visiting Hawaii, and this is courtesy of Around the World TV.
And we're back here on Around the World. Martha Bull, Rebecca Brand, and I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger, back from Hawaii. I just got back last night, and I was not doing the Hukilau, but I did watch the 4th of July with the fireworks.
Here?
No, in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
If you're in the right place, you can see maybe more than one show. I happened to watch the Mauna Lani show, the Mauna Kea show, and the Waikoloa show. That's all on the Kohala Coast, on the Big Island of Hawaii, which, by the way, is still one of the most magnificent islands, and much of it is still undeveloped, which is the good news. And it has some of the most beautiful waters, great beaches, great surfing, great snorkeling.
There's nothing not good about it.
There really isn't. It was just a perfect time out there. I was there for 10 days. I wish I was there for 10 years. But anyway.
You digress.
I digress. So, and in fact, from where I'm sitting, you can look across, and it was clear at Maui. You could see Haleakala from where I was staying on the Big Island. I was up near the Mauna Kea, which is a great hotel. And it still continues to be a wonderful hotel. Actually, I had dinner there one night, and the food is great. And the Mauna Lani is another great hotel, which, by the way, has just been purchased. Actually, this is looking for the Mauna Kea. Yeah. The Mauna Kea has built some little studio apartments. Not really. These are little terraces that you can sit on and look out at the beautiful beach. That's Kona Beach.
Isn't that near where the golf?
No.
The pro shop used to be?
Other way.
Okay.
No, this is actually right looking over from where Manta Restaurant is.
Oh, okay.
And you can.
Is the Ritz-Carlton still there next to the Mauna Lani?
You're talking about the Orchid?
You're thinking about the Orchid Hotel, which is still there as the Orchid Hotel. I think it's a Fairmont.
Isn't Tom Barrack on that?
I'm not sure he still does, but it's a Fairmont Hotel, and it's still there. There's another view again. And that, by the way, that beach, Kanaoa Beach, is one of the most beautiful beaches. When Rockefeller built the hotel in 1965, he really zeroed in on the best beach, I think, of all the beaches on the Hawaiian Islands.
It's interesting when it's really windy down at the Mauna Lani and the Orchid, it seems as though it's not quite as windy up at the Mauna Kea.
Yeah, it's really great. Anyway, we have a video. Let's take a look at this video of the Big Island of Hawaii.
The Big Island is the youngest island of Hawaii, twice the size of all the other major islands combined, covering over 4,000 square miles. There are 12 distinct climate zones ranging from East Hawaii's tropical rainforest to Mauna Kea's frozen tundra. The Kona coast lies immediately next to a huge ocean drop-off, which descends thousands of feet to the ocean bottom. Kona is home to the Hawaiian International Billfish Tournament. Whether fishing from charter boats or piers, Kona gets fishermen hooked. The Big Island, with her crystal clear blue waters, reveals a plethora of fish, sea turtles, dolphins, and manta rays. Many snorkeling and scuba expeditions are open to every level of expertise. A unique experience for the advanced scuba diver is to swim into underwater lava tubes where eels, octopus, and lobsters may be discovered. The coffee plant was brought to Kona in 1828 by Samuel Ruggles. Today, Kona coffee is one of the most expensive and prized coffees in the world. Volcano is a subtropical highland community bordering Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. It is near the active volcano Kilauea. The Kilauea caldera is the longest continuously erupting volcano in the world. Its present eruptive phase dates back to 1983. Driving over the new saddle highway between the Mauna Loa and the Mauna Kea is impressive. The Mauna Kea is the tallest seamountain in the world, and if measured from the ocean bottom is 4,000 feet taller than Mount Everest.
What's your favorite thing in Hilo?
My favorite thing in Hilo, as in what sense?
Just if you're coming to Hilo, what did you think you have to do when you come to Hilo?
Wow, you put me on the spot there. There's also like a lot of stores and a lot of shops downtown that's really, really good. Like, you guys might want to go Cafe Pesto, but like...
Cafe Pesto first opened in Kauai Harbor in 1988, and their popular pizzas caught on, and they opened the second restaurant in Hilo in 1992. In 1946, a 56-foot tsunami swept into Hilo Bay and caused 159 deaths and tore apart downtown Hilo.
Hilo, once a peaceful Hawaiian resort city, bore the brunt of the disaster. The capital of the island of Hawaii was completely changed in a few hours. Today it resembles the battlefields of Okinawa or Guam. Thousands are homeless. Officials report that it will take a year to restore the city to normal. Homeless natives of the island are transported to new quarters as the United States Army assumes control. Thousands of refugees will be housed in barracks. Out of the strange and unpredictable shifting of the earth has come this freak disaster that battered the shores of 2 continents.
The Pacific Tsunami Museum has exhibits which show how tsunamis have actually shaped the appearance and development of Hilo. Nearby is the Moku Papapa Discovery Museum, which explains the region's coral reef ecosystem. A stunning 2,500-gallon seawater aquarium shows some of the local reef fish. Hawi in North Kohala is known as the bicycle turnaround point for the Ironman Triathlon each October. But it's also known for Bamboo, a restaurant, bar, and store. One of the island's oldest restaurants, the Pacific Rim menu with fresh island fish and organic local produce, is Ono. Delicious. The store has Hawaiian handicraft and one of the largest selections of aloha shirts from Tory Richards and Avanti on the island.
So what do you like about Hawi and Kohala?
Well, I'm born and raised here, and one of the things that I feel really stands out is that we have a huge sense of ohana, family. We're related to everyone here, and all of our well, not everyone, but you know the saying, small town. But even our newcomers that come here, we all become family and watch over each other. So I would say just the heart of it all, ohana, family.
King Kamehameha, believed to have been born in the North Kohala area, conquered most of the Hawaiian Islands, unifying them into the Kingdom of Hawaii. Today, the Big Island is more like the Kingdom of Golf. With 22 golf courses, the region has some of the top-rated courses in the world. At the Mauna Kea Beach Hotel Golf Course is a new addition for getting around the course called golf boards. You can surf the course on a golf board, which is a core workout, attuned to snowboarding or surfing. It also speeds up the pace of play, making an average round of 18 holes on the golf board in only 2 hours and 37 minutes.
There's nothing to it.
The Mauna Lani Resort features 2 championship courses. There are some unique features on Mauna Lani's courses, including the Hawaiian goose or nene. There are also goats, dozens of them, which help keep the brush and grasses down. They are nature's natural lawnmowers. Most of the putting greens are Bermuda grass, and balls tend to roll faster towards the ocean.
At the Manalani Golf Course is the Japanese restaurant Shiono, originally from Tokyo and Kona. This restaurant group features excellent crispy tempura, succulent sushi, premium sakis, and ice-cold Japanese beer. They also have golf clubhouse favorites like burgers and salads. The Mauna Kea was the brainchild of Lawrence Rockefeller and was the most expensive hotel ever built in 1966 when it opened. The Kanaoa Beach is considered one of the most beautiful beaches in Hawaii, and in the winter offers sensational opportunities for boogie boarders and surfers. Down the coast towards Waikoloa is the Lava Lava Beach Club, opened in 2012. A large restaurant and bar with open-air seating right along the beach. It's an ideal spot to enjoy relaxed island cuisine such as chilled gazpacho with sweet potato chips and a macadamia nut pesto. The Ono-licious fish tacos served on corn tortillas, coleslaw, cheddar jack cheese, and a mango pineapple salsa is oh so satisfying. Even simple grilled fish sandwich is a home run. But watch out, the broke-the-mouth hapua cake with layered coconut pudding, whipped cream, and shredded coconut could turn you into a very big kahuna. Lava Lava also has some cottages that can be rented for those who want a spot where you can roll right from the bed to the beach. Sunsets in Hawaii are spectacular. It seems that no matter how active one is during the day, when the sun is about to slip into the blue Pacific, Hawaii pauses to reflect. Vibrant reds, oranges, pinks, and blues are nature's fireworks. Occasionally, the elusive green flash also makes an appearance. Many feel that the Big Island of Hawaii is a healing center where the ocean, the air, and the light stimulate well-being and evoke vivid dreams. Ahui ho, kaku. Until we meet again. Aloha.
And taking out the show, we visited Hawaii, courtesy of Arthur von Wiesenberger from Around the World TV in California. Love to go back there one day. Not California, Hawaii, I mean, of course. Although I like California too. Thank you to all the contributors on this show this month. Geoff Harrison, David Gordon, Graeme Kemlo, Arthur von Wiesenberger, Martha Ball. We'll have more for you this time next month. So until then, I'm Ren Zwiers, wishing you all happy trails.